Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I maybe missed a few factoring problems from 5.8. I think, remember, I always told you about solving these trinomials, these, the x squared, there's some x cubes on here. You must always set it equal to 0 and solve. Now, the ones I did were already set equal to 0. Just factor them and then what's the solution? Now, these aren't set equal to 0, so really you have to make them equal to 0. The only thing I have to do with this first one is take away 18 from both sides, and all I can write is this: x squared plus 7x minus 18. There's me taking the 18 away from the left hand side as well, and now that equals 0. So I've just brought everything onto the left hand side, okay? And then this is just, okay, what's two numbers that make negative 18 when you multiply, that make positive 7 when you add? Isn't that plus 9 and minus 2? Okay, so those are the numbers in the parenthesis. That makes, when you FOIL that, it makes x squared plus 7x minus 18. But that's the solutions are going to be x is equal to negative 9 to make that 0, and x is equal to positive 2 to make that one 0. Again, in these fancy things which are nearly impossible to draw with these, there we go, that a negative 9 and positive 2. So that's that one. Now that one was fairly straightforward. How about this one? Okay, first of all, distributive law. All right. Okay, you've got to get the x squared, the x, and the number. So 5x squared plus 18x, is that 18x equals 8. Then I take away 8 from both sides to set it equal to 0. Okay, so 5x squared plus 18. Remember, I'm taking away 8 from this side, so that's minus 8. All right, and then this is one of these. Do it the trial and error method or the AC method. Now, I just like doing the trial and error because I can see how to start this. It's a 5x. Here we go again. And a 1x. Alright, I need 8 and 1 or 4 and 2 for an 8, but I can see if I put the 4 there, I'm kind of doing mini foils in my head, and the 2 there, and do that plus and that minus. I can see, okay, that's 20x. Oh, sorry, I'm missing an x there, aren't I? That's take away 2x, there's your positive 18x. Okay, so the answers for these two would be positive 2/5. Go back and look how to kind of solve these just with the regular method, and x equals negative 4 for that one. Okay, so again, in my fancy little negative 4 2/5. Okay, those are the two solutions because it's an x squared equation, and that's that one. Okay, I'll show you one more. Again, big eraser. Right. Okay. Just either one, 32 and 33, very similar. I mean, with this one here, I'm not going to go into it, again, distributive law, set it equal to 0, blah, blah. Now, this one, to set this equal to 0, I'm going to take away 16x from both sides. All this is x cubed minus 16x. Okay, there's the 16x taken away from the other side as well. All right, equals 0. So I just threw that 16x onto the other side. Okay, right. Okay, so I've set it equal to 0, which is what you're supposed to do. I can factor an x out of these two terms. Again, you've got to spot this. X squared minus 16. That equals 0. Okay. Now look, I recognise this, and hopefully you do, that but there is a difference of squares. These are always going to crop up. Okay, the difference of squares. So I've still got this x. Keep bringing it down. But now the x squared minus 16 is x minus 4. X plus 4. Okay, so that's it. That is fully factored. So here are my answers. Remember, if you just factor an x out, that is 0. If I put a 0 there and multiply it by anything, I'm going to get 0. Right, so 0 is an answer. From this one, can you see? Well, that's positive 4. If I put a 4 there, I'll get a 0. Okay, so 4 is an answer. And from this one here, can you see if I put a -4, that'll make a 0. So again, I'm just putting them in order. There we go, curly parentheses. It's an x cubed, it's got to have 3 answers. So there we go. A bit of messing around with it, put it equal to 0 and solve it.